It was written by our leader, the global co-creation authority Feras Naser, the co-creation immigration. The greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. Fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, have you ever dreamed of living an independent life? Having your own food production systems, your own shelters, and being connected globally through the internet could be an independent habitat in the middle of a desert, or an independent habitat on Mars. Today, I will talk about a concept that is revolutionizing the way we think about our lives, our future, and our place in the world. It's a concept that has the power to change the course of history, to reshape our societies and our economies, and to give us the tools we need to create a better world for ourselves and for generations to come. It is time that we talk about the co-creation immigration. As the famous author Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. It is fair to say that different parts of the world have different resources. These resources are sometimes reflected through the existence of natural resources, such as water, agricultural land, metals, and sometimes energy supplies such as gas and oil. But also different parts of the world have different resources in terms of man's physical and intellectual power. In addition to the availability of machines, living an independent life is the dream of many people, but it may not be always possible. However, recently the cost of intelligence and energy have been significantly reduced, making it even possible to get clear instructions on how to develop independent software systems, food production systems, and even the possibility of self-healing. Of course, there are still a very long way before we train our population to become independently sustainable and the possible preparation for them to live an independent life in underdeveloped areas or even in the outer space. But will the future be urban? There was always a debate whether the future of our world will be dominated by urbanization or if we will see a rise in independent, sustainable living. With the advancement of telecommunication and transportation infrastructure, cities have been continuously increasing in population. However, this trend raises questions about the sustainability of cities in terms of energy consumption and transportation infrastructure. So, what does the future hold? Will it be urban, or will we see a rise in sustainable independent living? In my opinion, the answer to this question lies in how we plan for it. With a reduction of intelligence and energy costs, it is fair to say that there is a possibility of more human beings achieving independent living. They can build their own shelters, farm their own lands, and even build their own systems and inhabit new areas of land. The potential for independent living is limitless. However, what if some areas in our world are already too crowded or highly unfeasible for sustainable independent living? This is where the concept of co-creation immigration comes in. The challenge is to prepare the population for independent, sustainable living and to find hosting communities that can provide the basic infrastructure of sustainable energy, sustainable intelligence, and sustainable water. Co-creation immigrants will have the skills and training to build these sustainable and independent habitats over a period of several years. They will reward the hosting communities with greater wealth, loyalty, and hopefully contribute to greater prosperity. Co-creation immigration is not just about building sustainable habitats, it is also about building a sustainable future. But what is the challenge for preparing the population for co-creation immigration? Here comes the challenge of the co-creation immigration: to prepare the population for the independent, sustainable living and in finding hosting communities that can provide the very basic infrastructure of sustainable energy, sustainable intelligence, and sustainable water. The co-creation immigrants will have the skills and the training to build these sustainable and independent habitats over a period of several years, and they will reward the hosting communities with greater wealth, loyalty, and hopefully they contribute to greater prosperity. To better understand the concept of co-creation immigration, let me share with you a story of a man named Feras. Feras was a co-creation immigrant who arrived in a small town that was struggling with a lack of energy and water resources. Feras had experience in building sustainable systems, and he knew how to harvest water and how to generate energy from natural resources. Feras was welcomed by the community, and he soon began to build sustainable systems that not only provided the town with the necessary resources, but also improved the quality of life for everyone. He taught the people how to build their own sustainable systems, and before long, the town was flourishing. Co-creation immigrants will go through three main challenges. The first challenge is a cultural and norms challenge. The second challenge is the ability to build a sustainable habitat. And the third challenge is the ability to develop that habitat to support the growth of the hosting community, which is the basic motivating factor for accepting co-creation immigrants. There is a challenge in how to develop and train people to be self-independent rather than training them to join larger organizations that might not be well developed to accept that increasing number of trainees. Think of armies, governments, and large organizations. How the co-creation movement is paving the way for sustainable and self-independent habitats. The co-creation movement started as a movement that aimed to address the weakness of innovation and facilitate multi-stakeholders engagement. However, with time, and as the cost of intelligence started to become cheaper, the co-creation community started to pursue self-independent complex missions, such as the ability to self-feed, the ability to self-heal, and the ability to build your own software and mechanical systems, and the ability to create your own culture. The challenge remains in actually having humans who have managed to achieve the state of self-independence, and by that, we mean humans who are capable of developing sustainable independent food productions, sustainable independent self-healing systems, and the ability to build their own systems. As Mahatma Gandhi once said, the future depends on what you do today. To our leader Feras Naser, I'm Tom from Latvia. I live in Riga. Many thanks for your hospitality. We believe in bringing a change to our world. We see a hope in you for our youth and our nation. I support your leadership. We are with you.